And, you know, Megyn, last night, J.D. Vance said a debate would need to be in front of an audience. Listen to part of what he said.
We're not going to do one of these fake debates, Laura, where they don't actually have an audience there, where they don't actually set the parameters in the right way, where you can have a good exchange of ideas.
So, you know, we don't even know what the rules will be, but how much does the audience matter? For example, should mics be muted again? I mean, what are these issues and the importance of those issues?
They're not important at all. The debates are not important. This is for them to try to change the narrative, which isn't going to work. The enthusiasm is at the back of the vice president and Governor Walz, and you can see that with their fundraising efforts, with their organizing efforts. So no, they're not gonna, it doesn't matter. And also the people who are the main audience are the viewers here. So I just think, you know, that's great that they want to have all these narratives about a debate, but that's actually not really what the American people care about and what the voters are going to care about in November.
And John, today J.D. Vance continued his attack on Tim Walz's military service at an event in Pennsylvania. Listen to this.
This is not about disparaging anybody's services, including Tim Walz. This is about disparaging the dishonesty and asking Kamala Harris, why are you showing such poor judgment by standing by a guy who insulted our veterans and lied about his service?
Vance was joined at that event by 3 members of the House who were all veterans, but more than 1,000 veterans also signed an open letter of support for Walz, saying that they were appalled at the military background attacks. Do you think, John, that this is something Vance has been effective in bringing up and effective in attacking?
No, I don't. I think Jose, here's what I think happened. I have a hard time understanding how the Republicans did not know that Joe Biden was going to step down and that Kamala Harris was who they were going to face. They've been caught flat-footed. And so they're probing, trying to figure out where they ought to go. Probably the best areas for them to focus on is the economy, inflation. I know it's down, but still the prices are up. And probably the border, and try to define who they're running against. But it doesn't seem like Donald Trump wants to do it. I think he thinks talking about the economy is somehow boring. That's what I kind of took from one of the articles written about his talk. Vance is, you know, this is a probe. It's not going anywhere. I don't even, if there are multiple debates, it's going to be Vance's effort to try to go after Harris and try to define her. Trump, on the other hand, it's going to be that's where we're in a reset right now. We're in a reset of this race. And if Trump keeps doing what he's doing and behaving the way he's behaving, he's probably going to lose this thing. Is he going to change? Is he going to have more discipline? Is he going to be more focused in trying to define who Harris is and who Walz is? That's what I think a lot of Republicans are hoping for. Is he going to do it? I don't know if he's going to do it, because the way he's acting now, this is how he lost to Joe Biden. So, you know, I think these things are probes, and I'm just frankly surprised that the Trump people were not ready for the developments that have happened here in the last few weeks.
You know, and you talk about the reset of the race, John, and you know, when you look at it's best to look at the past when you're trying to figure out how the future is going to be in a lot of things, and that's the George Santayana paraphrasing. But so look at Donald Trump as a candidate in 2015. Look at Donald Trump as a candidate in 2019. What you see there is pretty much a version of what we're seeing in 2024. Is there anything that would lead you to believe that there's a possibility that he could change?
Well, I think if people sit him down and say, you're on the road to losing, you know, maybe that will change him. I mean, Jose, asking me to predict Donald Trump's behavior, it would be easier to predict the weather next year, right? But, you know, he is unmoored right now. He doesn't have the discipline. I mean, imagine he goes down to Georgia, a state they need, and he's attacking the popular governor, Republican governor down there. It doesn't make any sense. But is it possible he can get back on the program? Yeah, I think it is possible. Is it going to happen? I can't predict it. I will say, Jose, in my opinion, we are in a reset period. And what's happening, I think, in the country is people are like, oh, my goodness, we have these 2 old guys, and can't we have something different? And when she gets to the stage, she's handled herself quite well. Now, she's going to have to go through the press conferences, the tough questioning. We'll see how she does. There's no way that this thing is over. It's going to be very close, and we got to stay tuned and see how this all settles, in my opinion.
Megan Hayes and John Kasich, thank you both so very much. Really appreciate it.